It gives you like a countdown. It's like, oh, you're going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna wait to see if when YouTube picks it up.
It feels good to do that.
Oh shit, are we on? Oh shit, we're on.
Fuck.
What's up?
We didn't even get like a warning.
I didn't know till right now. Anyway. All right, we're recording. We're live. We got a gin and juice. We got a, what do you call it? Jack and Coke.
Jack and Coke. We got some shit going tonight.
Yeah. We got a Jack and Coke going. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ULI 49, brought to you by us tonight. It's your boy Eddie Law.
HDot Everything.
In the house doing our thing. This might be the first time we do the ULI live, right? I think we did
we just did a special for the draft free agency.
Yeah, for our basketball fans, we did the live version for NBA free agency, and that was cool. You know, it's all good. Anyway, welcome to ULI 49, and kind of brought to you by Onnit.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Yeah.
If you want to go to the ULI.com, click on our Onnit banner, buy yourself some supplements. They got this shit called Alpha Brain, which I like to use a lot. I use Hemp Force. They got these baller ass like kettlebells that are in shapes of zombies and monkeys, apes. What do they call them? Ape bells. Gorillas. I want to get the gorillas a 72 pounder.
Damn.
I think if I could throw around a 72-pound kettlebell, I should be allowed to use it in a fight.
You're close though, aren't you? At like 53 right now.
I am at 55 right now.
55, damn.
55-pound kettlebell, man. That's some kind of I don't know, ape accomplishment. My eyes, I don't know.
If I can only get used to it, man, I'm stuck on that 35 right now.
Yeah, it just takes time. It's just, like, the thing that messes me up is the what do they call it? These things called God damn it, windmills.
Windmills.
Yeah, I'll show you later. It's retarded, but like it works. You store shit when it's done. You know.
I hear that shit.
But
we're down a man today, but you know, we'll get him back next week for the 50th.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Quickie's out handling business at home. Do your thing, buddy. He might be watching right now, so I don't know.
Absolutely, that'd be great if he was. Shit.
I'm just letting people know we're on live. Anyway, so yeah, go to the ULI.com, click on the Onnit banners, buy yourself some supplements, do your thing, work out, get healthy, get smart. Alpha Brain helps you out, helps me out. I use it a lot, so hit that shit up. Also, make sure you listen to us on the Stitcher.com. If you haven't gotten the Stitcher app yet, go on Google Play or what do they call the iTunes one? The Apple
iTunes apps?
Is it Apple Store?
Apple Store, that's it.
Okay, go to Apple Store, download the Stitcher app. You can listen to us on there. I listen to us. When I have to listen to our podcast afterwards, I do on there. But I also listen to the Joe Rogan Experience. I listen to a few jiu-jitsu podcasts, a few MMA podcasts, too many NBA podcasts. And I also listen to a lot of entrepreneur shit. Okay, that's a stupid one because the word is entrepreneurship with a P.
Right.
But as a joke, I always said entrepreneur shit.
Entrepreneur shit.
Shit. That's what it is, man.
It's safe to say there's a plethora of just shit on there that you can listen to. Definitely download that Stitcher app. It takes like literally 2 seconds for it to go down to your phone. Unless you got the shittiest phone on the planet, it might take 5 minutes.
Then you need a new phone.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
Yes, you do need a new phone, but just download our shit and listen to us. You know?
It's 2014, bitches. What are you doing? What do you call your car phone? One with little cord at the end of it.
You got the phone in the bag.
Oh, you got the little brick thing. What's it with when that was like in the 80s, right? The big brick phone.
The Zach Morris phone.
The what?
The Zach Morris.
Fuck Zach Morris.
The big ass phone. It looks like a cordless phone with like an antenna on the top.
Right. But what's Zach Morris? Is like the person.
You never seen Saved by the Bell?
Dude, I'm not. No.
Go ahead, use your little excuse.
I'm from Mexico, dude. I don't fucking know. Like,
I figured they had Saved by the Bell in Spanish down there and shit.
I'm sure they did. But
SAP or something.
In my house is whatever Mama was watching, but you were watching, and Mama was not a fan. I guess.
All right. Well, you know, you can go YouTube yourself some fucking episodes and you can watch big ass Zach Morris. You know, let me be honest right now. I'm just gonna say this: the best episode when fucking Slater and him got into a fight. It was a draw, but I think honestly Slater would have whooped his ass.
Wait, Slater was a nerdy kid?
No, Slater was the Mexican dude.
Oh, what do they call him now? They call him Mario.
Well, his real name is Mario Lopez.
I don't care. They call him Mario.
Whatever. He looks like a fucking alien. The dude never ages and shit. I'm convinced he's part of the Illuminati. Whatever.
I bet he is, man. I wouldn't doubt it.
Hey, I would be happy if he was shit. At least some type of Latin representation getting into Illuminati shit.
You know what though? Oh shit. Hold up. This thing stopped. I got it. We're good.
I started to hear myself in like your speakers, and it just sounded.
No, this is what happens when you go live. The production value for your recording goes to shit. So
I felt real self-conscious for like about 2 minutes there.
2 minutes. All right. Well, Eddie Law here. HDot Everything in front of me. Let's get this shit started. As soon as the thing wants to play. Oh shit! I think my sister's watching. She just goes, "I watch plenty of Saved by the Bell with Dad."
Are you cueing the music live?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's even worse. Well,
damn, that's pretty good.
That's it.
We're ghetto rigging the shit out of this right now, but it sounds so lovely.
We were not born privileged, my friends. We didn't have all the money in the world. It's all good. Anyway, like I said, this is ULI 49, first live ULI. So we're gonna go through some growing pains and shit, Yeah. Which is okay, cause it's just what we do.
You ride with us, and you spend some money on that On It banner through our fucking website, and we'll bring you some better shit.
Help us get some better shit. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, we got some old stuff here. Anyway, let's start talking about some shit here. We always go about current events and shit. If you've been listening to us for a while, we do get a little, crazy and stuff. But here's a little serious one. Was it last week that kid dude in New York got chokehold to death?
It was last week. Unfortunate. Yeah.
If you haven't heard, Eric Garner from New York, basically he's the background of the story. And there's a video online you can actually look up and watch, and you can literally watch the cops take him down. And he doesn't die on the spot, but you'll understand why in a second. Anyway, so he broke up a fight, and after he broke up the fight, obviously someone called the cops. Cops showed up, and they started accusing this guy of selling loose cigarettes. Loosies, what do they call them?
Loosies.
Like, look, man, I used to work. I worked in a meat market for a little bit, and you sold loose cigarettes for like 25 cents. This is what you did. You know what I mean? But anyway, so he denied it, and he kept telling the cops like, "Hey, man, just leave me alone. You guys mess with me every single day and all sorts of stuff." And they kept accusing him like, "Oh, you sell loose cigarettes. You're not supposed to do this. You do stuff you're not supposed to do." And then in the video, you just watch cops just take him down in like a chokehold of sorts. Take him down to the ground and like okay, first of all, the numbers they put out was he was 6'5", 350 pounds. He's a big dude, right? Gets taken down in chokehold, choked, put down. He starts, and you can barely hear him in the video. He starts saying, I can't breathe," and they don't do anything. They just stay on top of his ass. And after they arrested him, and then they realized he was fucked, they put him in the ambulance, and he died on the way to the hospital. Cardiac arrest is what they're saying. Right. So now, obviously, everyone's calling for an investigation and shit. And this is the part that pisses me off: is that Al Sharpton decided to get in here and put his name on it.
But honestly, when you're dealing with something of this nature, especially in probably the African American community, you're gonna have like one or two people come out. It's either gonna be Al Sharpton, or what's his name? Jackson. Or Jackson will come out. Shit, I forgot his first name.
He's been gone for so long.
He has been gone for so long. I mean, still, Jackson, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah. Jackson or Hairdo Sharpton. Okay, you're going to have one of those two come out. Totally understandable. They're two big figures. I get it. But, somebody has to be able to coordinate something, which I totally get. As long as it gets something going. Because, honestly, it was unlawful. I mean, you can... Okay, maybe peddling, loosey cigarettes, petty crime compared to what's really going on and what you should be paying attention to out there.
Well, I mean, it's a dumb crime, so it's dumb to get someone for that shit, you know what I mean?
Right. I mean, it's kind of like a secondary thing. Like, I can see if he was selling it to minors and shit, and that's what your offense was, fine, I get it. But it's kind of like pulling over someone for their tints. It's like a secondary issue. Yeah. The primary issue is that you were speeding. Now, these tints... we're also going to charge you for that shit. That's what it seems like to me.
You ever have a really dark tint on your car and you got pulled over for that shit?
I've never gotten pulled over for dark tint. I've only had dark tint once.
I bought a truck. It's like 90. I want to say it's a 99 S10 white lowered on rims and shit. And I bought it from Quick, right? And he had dark pitch black tint on that thing.
Right.
I would ride with the windows down in the summer just so cops wouldn't pull me over. It was that stupid. Like, I was always afraid I was gonna get pulled over in that thing and get like accused of selling drugs and shot. Like I always like people were like from out of state and they hit us up on the page or whatever. They're always like, oh, is Joe Arpaio as bad as they say? And I'm like, not just him, it's everybody.
Right? No,
I'm very conscious that I'm not white. I'm very conscious of that. I know where I can and can't go. Like, you're not gonna catch me in Ahwatukee at 10 at night. No, sir. Not going over there. Nah. I'm barely safe here. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's the thing. Like, I'm always like wondering because I'm not from here. I'm from the East Coast, and there's certain areas I know in my home state where I can't go. I wouldn't dare travel there because I know what type of stuff I'm gonna get over there. I haven't figured that out here yet.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit of a as far as figuring out, I don't know. It's a bitch.
Well, I should say there's one place I know I would not dare fuck around. It's probably Gilbert.
You know what? I want to move to Gilbert.
I mean, I wouldn't say I wouldn't want to move to Gilbert, but I wouldn't want to be caught like 5 miles over the speed limit in Gilbert. That's all I'm saying.
Oh no, dude! You know where you can't get caught going 5 miles over the speed limit? It makes no sense. Is Guadalupe.
Yeah,
Guadalupe, yeah. It's like a mini Indian reservation almost.
Seriously, if you can't prevent yourself from going 5 miles over the speed limit through a 5-minute town, you deserve to get pulled over.
Pretty much. So anyway, back to Gardner. So at his funeral, he shows up. Sharpton shows up and he rallies supporters and he shows up with yelling and screaming and calling for justice and all that shit. What I don't like about Sharpton is that he shows up only when bullshit happens. He never, you never see him on TV or anywhere in magazines or newspapers because he went to do preventive stuff. Like, where do I want a Sharpton or a Reverend Jesse Jackson? Or a Reverend Jesse Jackson, where I want those two guys in Chicago, where kids are dying by the 40s. You know what I mean? The weekends.
Yeah, that's true.
You always hear stories about 40 dudes dying in Chicago on the weekend. I want those guys over there preventing that shit. Go talk to some youth over there with your church shit. Come on now.
Yeah, but do you really think that we'd hear about it if they did that?
That's very true.
That's the thing. I mean, I'm not saying it's not happening. I'm not from Chicago. I know that there is definitely those issues out there. But, I don't know if they would get the same press as they would for an issue like this right now where this has obviously reached me. I heard about this on Facebook, honestly.
About this?
That's where I heard about the Eric Garner issue. Oh. It was presented and someone shared it. And I was like, wow, okay. And I clicked on it. That's really what I use social media for, is just to get some news issue that I'm not getting in my area.
Yeah.
I can't hear about it. I don't proactively look for a lot of stuff. But I find it on there, I read about it, and it's like, okay, well, this is kind of messed up. This is definitely something that should raise your eyebrow. Yeah. Plus, it's so close to back home, too.
You know what, though? I don't like watching the news because it's so negative. It's, irritating.
It's hard to. Honestly, nowadays, it's really hard to.
Okay, here's something else you can't take serious. If you're on Facebook and a girl puts up a picture with, a really, really low-cut shirt, and she's got giant boobs, and she looks good, and she puts on there, it's like, what do you think of my smile? Like, anyone's even looking, bitch.
Get real. Honestly. Really understand what you're doing here, because you're not putting out your smile.
Yeah.
But I gotta admit, Facebook's going wild. I told you I see more of those nude pictures on there.
I can't believe people are getting away with that. There was one where, I think we talked about it too. Yeah. There was one that was like a breastfeeding thing.
Yeah. And
this lady puts up a picture of just her and her kid sucking on her boob, and it's like, all right, whatever. I didn't care until they made a big deal out of it, But they left it up. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to put titty pictures up there if your baby's on there. So I want a select few women to do that, even if you don't have kids on your own. Borrow one, and just sit in the picture with your titties out and your baby right next to you.
Oh God!
So for the world to see. Let's just do that shit. It'd be fun.
I don't understand how Facebook has not been more European and just let that shit go.
I don't know how we haven't gotten to that point.
Honestly,
you ever seen those porns where they dudes fucks a chick on a public bus and Uzbekistan or something like that? Those things are, you watch it how the fuck really? I remember I saw one And it's because it got sent to me on email, and so I was like, okay, let's see what the fuck they sent me. It's like, click here, smiley face. I'm like, oh shit, what you got for me now? So there's a friend of mine from London, and so I click on it, and this dude is like, this chick's blowing him on the public bus. Well, they get up, they go out of their way to have the chick blow the dude like an inch away from an old grandma, like this grandma lady. She can't do anything about it because it's not legal. You would think she would uppercut to the balls or something, if it really bothers you, but
it just amazes me how different culture is. I mean, they've been having nude on TV, just nude people.
Yeah.
And also just the commercials. If these commercials are real and if they are, in fact, in foreign countries, they can get away with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
That we can't have here. But we're also bending the rules now. Think about how many times you heard pussy back in the 80s. Or pussy back in the 90s. And now, pussy and dick, you can say that shit on the radio.
Speaking of that.
In the 2000s.
I know you don't watch any of the World Cup. You're not really a soccer fan, right?
I'm not really a soccer fan.
Here's the best part of it, though. Is the interviews after the game with drunk fans. I forgot what team this guy was rooting for. It might have been Colombia or Argentina. Someone went up to a news reporter, and she was asking him questions, and he screams out on the microphone. He grabs her microphone, and he goes, fuck her right in the pussy. Dude, it took off. It took off. Like, not everyone's doing it.
I heard that.
Yeah. Like, fucking, like a fucking dude from, Russia, like, fuck it right in the pussy, yeah? Like, oh, shit, dude. Like, that took off. I'm like, next time I go to a Suns game, I see fucking, Paul Calvisi or something doing a fucking interview, or Tim Kempton, I'm going to grab his fucking microphone, fuck her right in the pussy, and run away.
Dude, we need to do that shit. Like right in the back when they're interviewing, when they're talking in the very end of the game and shit.
Oh, at the Bud Light thing.
Yeah, we should do that shit because I'm definitely down to go to a Suns game this year.
Really quickly, we'll make a big sign, fold it, and it says "fucking right in the pussy." And pop it up there when it's live. Then we start waving. No.
What you gonna do about that, FCC?
Can't do nothing. You don't know us. We'll wear masks and then run away or something. I don't know. We'll get thrown out. Anyway, video game fans. Have you ever played The Last of Us, which is a baller fucking game?
Man, I'm jealous right now.
They're making a movie of it, and I hope they don't fuck up the game. It's one of those things where people make a movie from what was the worst one? Like Doom. You ever seen Doom?
Oh, Doom was bad.
Worst fucking movie ever. Baller game. It kept me up at night though.
Resident Evil.
Some of those were also bad. Game. Horrible movie. Hot chick though.
The first two I'd say were good. Hot. The last couple, probably not so much, didn't hold up to it. But I was still a fan enough to watch it, so I'll still watch this shit.
I always said that the chick would have eaten a sandwich or two, she'd have been super hot because she was dead skinny.
She's dead skinny, yeah.
Yeah, but otherwise, she was beautiful though. She looked good. So.
What do you think, Michelle Rodriguez?
I think she's fine as hell. She's got a hint of she would kick my ass.
Yeah.
I feel like if I made a joke, because apparently I make too many. I feel like if I made a joke. And I was lying in bed with her and shit, and I made a joke about whatever about her, she'd get really upset and punch me in the face.
She's like sexy sloppy.
Yeah, kinda.
At the same time, you wouldn't imagine those two things coming together. Yeah. It's like a worse oxymoron just bumping into each other.
I figured it out. When we go to the gym and shit, and dudes bring their girlfriends, and I always tell you, those fuckers are on their little fucking gym date. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Go to the park, right? Well, Michelle Rodriguez is if you had a girlfriend who you went to the gym with and you played ball with her, or you were playing one-on-one and she hit you in the wrist with the elbow and called you a bitch for bitching about it. That's Michelle Rodriguez, and I find that cool. I really
no, I think anytime someone's willing to go and just enjoy something you enjoy like that,
yeah.
I think that's great. I love that shit.
Still, look, man, if Michelle Rodriguez showed up at my house, I'd be happy as fuck.
And I challenged you to this. I said, if a girl was willing to go play ball with you, would you be happy about that? And you said no.
Okay. Let me explain why. I wouldn't be happy about it on days when there's going to be games going on. All right? That's what I meant. Because we go on Saturdays and Sundays and shit when we want to get the game going.
I do.
And there's always that fucking couple at the end. Ha, look at me shoot it. Oh, airball. I can't do shit. Teach me. And I'm always there's a fucking park with your name on it. Go out there, right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, she, I don't know. I would be cool, but I'd be going to the other side of the court where, no one plays.
Okay, I can understand that.
I'd be look, I got to teach you fundamentals. You can't be over there if shit gets ugly.
The thing about it is, I taught someone how to shoot. And she actually shot very well.
How'd you teach someone to shoot? You can't shoot. I'm kidding.
I
I'm
fucking
kidding.
could shoot. Did you see me the last time we were out there? You were looking like how I am on a bad day.
I know. I was like, I'm out here looking like you.
Best day.
I'm like, I'm out here looking at you. You were like, shut the fuck up. Like,
I was fundamentally sound.
it was a good game, man.
Nah, but at the height of the time when I was shooting, I was actually shooting good, and I had taught her how to shoot, and I was really impressed by what she was able to do. Just off of just explaining shit. That was very cool for me to do. But no, I can appreciate someone who can appreciate some shit that I like to do.
Yeah. You know how I know that I take basketball too seriously? It's the last time I had a girlfriend ask me to teach her how to shoot, or even like a girl, just any girl on a date, whatever, and then she was clearly trying to flirt with me.
Oh,
I was like, she was like, wait, so do I do this? Like, she was doing the whole thing where she wanted me to get behind her and like show her exactly how to do it.
Oh.
And it's happened to me teaching a girl how to shoot too, like with a gun. Right. Same shit's happened, like, oh, like this, like they want me to get behind them. It, whoosh, over my head. For some reason, I take it so seriously. I'm like, no. The mechanics are like, I'm retarded. So like, it took me I think like the last time it happened, I was like 25, and then I realized what the fuck was going on afterwards. You know what I mean? Even today, I still don't pick up hints that well. I'm so horrible at dating hints. Like I have to it has to almost be like they almost have to slap me in the face and say, hey, stupid, I like you, dummy. Yeah, I'm terrible at it. Like you gotta tell me.
You know what? I think honestly, like I'm no good at it for myself, but I can see it for other people. You need to fucking tap into a lifeline or something. Just hit me up on the cell. Be like, hey, I'm in this situation right now. I think it's this, but I don't know if it's this. Is it this?
I'm about to text you.
Yes, dummy, it is.
I'll have to text you, have you in my ear with a fucking earpiece.
Yes.
Like, hey man, you just said this shit. Oh no, it's like, did you hear that shit? Like, yeah. What do I do? I was like, okay, this is no, but like,
say this and say this right fucking now.
Yeah, no, I had it was not actually not too long ago. This chick I was teaching how to shoot an airsoft gun.
Okay.
And she was doing it completely wrong. And instead of showing her like you should as a guy, I was serious about teaching her. I was like, "It's how you shoot. You gotta make sure you look this way and all stuff." I was so fucking oblivious. So, and it's weird because I don't take anything else serious. I take zero serious. zero. I take nothing serious. Dude, I made a joke about the most horrible shit. I'm gonna pass that story anyway.
No. We're not gonna pass the story. We're gonna go back to this shit.
No, I gotta pass the story anyway. But I make jokes about the worst thing possible. I'm like that guy at the fucking funeral that makes jokes about the guy that's dead because it's funny.
Oh, that's just horrible.
Like whichever one of us die, unless we somehow die on the same day, whichever one of us dies first and the other one's at the funeral. If you go first and I'm at your funeral, I'm gonna make fun of you, dude. That's just what it is. Like it's gonna happen. And the other way, I'm sure it would happen too. It's just what it is. But I'd be real cruel about it.
You fucker. Don't worry, I got some shit ready for you. I already wrote your fucking epitaph right now.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's going down. The eulogy is done.
You ever get that feeling that maybe, like, you don't have a lot of time left? Like, you feel like there's, like, so short of time. Like I was, for example, listening to Hickson Gracie, who is, for those that don't know, he's, like, maybe the best jiu-jitsu fighter to ever do it, and maybe one of the best, fighters overall, striking with everything. So he was in the Joe Rogan Experience, and of course I went nerd. I was like, I'm a huge nerd for shit like that. I was flipping the fuck out. I posted about it on Facebook like 15 times, like before it happened. I hauled ass through work to get home in time to catch it live. Like I'm such a nerd when it comes to shit like that. And I was sitting there, and I literally was staring at my computer screen, listening to this shit, like hanging on every word. Like if Hickson Gracie ever like writes a Bible, I'm gonna be the first follower without a fucking problem. I would do it. So anyway, Hickson at the very end of the podcast was talking about quality of life and how people get so fucking stuck on making money and I want this thing and I want that thing that the quality of life goes to shit. You know what I mean? Like you hear about people like I always say this thing. I say it every single day to myself and the people I talk to. I say embrace the grind. You know what I mean? Because life for the most part is gonna be a grind. No matter what you do, some part of your life is gonna be a grind, and it's just the nature of the beast, right?
Right.
But some people grind so much, and they fucking work so hard, and they work so many hours, and they negate their friends, their relationships, their what they eat. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can be out to you can be out working like the way I work on the street a lot. Like I'm outside all the time. You know what I mean? It's a bitch and a half to find something healthy to eat. you'll settle for like. I mean, the worst thing I eat is the worst thing I eat is like pollo loco, and I just get chicken, and I get the little 2 cups of broccoli, and I'm good to go. Right, but that's still not great for you.
Not the way they cook it, but yeah.
No, not the way they cook it now. But still, it's better than most things. Like I don't grab burgers. I stopped eating burgers years ago, unfortunately.
God,
like
you're missing out though.
I badly want to go back to Five Guys one day. I think what? When I hit 185, I'm just gonna have like one day where all I eat is like Five Guys burgers.
We'll just sabotage that shit for you.
Oh,
the last time I did it was the last time you did it, probably.
Five Guys?
Yeah, me, you, and Zell actually went out to go do that shit.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. You need to do that again. Like,
that was the last time. Shit, that was like 3 years ago.
God damn, dude.
I can't believe we've known each other for that long now.
And we haven't eaten burgers since.
And we haven't eaten that same burger in that amount of time. Shit.
No, but anyway. So people just like don't even look at the quality of life, man.
No,
everything's always been about quantity and what. Oh, I have a car and I have a house. I mean, look. First of all, don't get it twisted. That's great. You have a house, great, good on you. That's fucking awesome. Right. But you can't overlook your life, like how you live it. Your quality life, your quality of friends and shit.
You eventually have to balance it out. I mean, you work so hard to get to a certain point, but then you got to balance that out. I mean. Put it this way, like you don't get to a certain status without having to just tuck some things behind and really just grind forward and kind of negate things. But then when the time comes and you get these things, it's now time to share that happiness and to share that wealth with the people around you who mean something to you. But you have to look back and you have to do that. If you don't, you're really missing out on life. It really, like, life is almost meaningless for you unless your life is all about the work.
Yeah.
And there's people like that too.
Yeah. Like I know, like in my own life, I do my best to make it about. It's weird. I try not to make things about me, even though I'm making it about me right now. But I try not to make. I know, right? I try not to make things about me as much as I can. Like I remember I was taught that you can't drag people with you. You have to put your hands behind them, and you can't drag people behind you. You gotta what the fuck?
That's the clock. Must be 10 o'clock.
We're gonna take a second here for that stupid clock to die. Every time I see that clock, I always wonder if I was on mushrooms and I watched it. Cause this clock, imagine you're staring at the clock on your wall and it moved, like not as a whole, but it broke into pieces, twisted around a bunch of times with this creepy ass fucking song going on behind it.
That's incredible right now.
Imagine you staring at that thing if you're on mushrooms or acid, you would lose your fucking mind.
I think so. But you know what I am gonna do?
What?
I'm gonna bring us some refreshments. Well, I'm gonna refresh myself.
Go ahead, go yours.
Absolutely.
Go for it, man. I'll take care. I'll hold it down.
Hold it down.
Anyway, so that's gonna bother the fuck out of me. Oh man, no. Is that the Beatles?
I think it is.
I never listened to the Beatles. I had to. I grew up with like NWA, Ice Cube, Tupac. Those are my childhood heroes, and people were like, "Oh, but maybe the only like white band I listened to was the Beach Boys," because I had that one song.
That is like the worst band.
What the fuck ever, dude? They had that one song that was baller. What's it called? Goddamn, what's the name of the song? Good Vibrations. I liked. You heard that song?
Yes, I've heard it.
It's like some good vibrations. Good vibration. That shit. That shit was good.
You're probably singing the Marky Mark version of that shit.
Is that Marky Mark?
I think that's the version you're singing. Yes.
Well, man, I didn't grow up in white suburbia, so it's all good. Anyways, no, but you can't drag people with behind you. You gotta bring. See, now we have the other clock going.
It has like.
This is some vampire shit. I hope you guys can hear that shit because it's creepy every day. Like no matter what it is. Again, if you're by yourself and drunk as shit or high as shit or some kind of combination of both, and you hear this stuff and the house is empty, you freak out a little bit.
This would take me so long to get used to, honestly.
Oh man, I don't like the fact that I'm used to it. I'll be honest with you. I think it fucks me up. Anyway, so the quality of life you gotta enhance it to something good. Like they're talking about Hicks and Gracie was talking about how surfing recharges them and shit. Because it's like the ocean's a beast and you gotta conquer it. And you need new challenges every day and shit. And I'm like, well, yeah, you do.
I think that's what my gym is.
Yeah.
I think it's the same for you too. It's just like really just even if I add like 5 pounds on the weights, that's something big for me because it's like an accomplishment. I'm now graduating to that next level.
Right.
Or if I'm playing ball and I feel really good that day, shit, I'm gonna hit some shots. I'm gonna feel really good about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's always the little things too that make it real good. Like, you know, manners and shit, right?
No, of course there's manners. You don't really want to outwardly disrespect a woman.
But we lost a connection.
Oh shit!
Hold up, I gotta fix this thing.
Yeah, he just let us know to just cut out.
Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, that's what happens when you gotta trust Google.
Oh shit, we're back on?
We're back on, man.
Nice.
We're back on. You know what I like? The fact that because we're doing it live, we actually have a timer where we normally don't.
That's cool. And Quickie's also keeping us posted on what's going on there. We just cut out. Thank you very much for that.
I need to pay more attention. I'm just gonna keep the screen out so I know exactly what the hell's going on.
But you were saying about chivalry.
It's dead.
I don't want to say it's totally dead. I think
it's not. We hold doors.
I hold doors open, but also sometimes you hold the door open.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh my god, this is so expected. To a certain extent, it is expected. It's a common courtesy for everyone. I'll hold the door for a guy, woman, doesn't matter, kid, doesn't matter.
I think guy, he can pick up his own shit.
Well, I just feel like, if you're gonna be a good human being, just hold the fucking door open. It doesn't take that much effort just to hold the door open. Now, if you're just lagging, I'm not gonna wait all day for your stupid ass. You better hurry up and get through this fucking door. But also in the same respect, you can have chivalry, but then don't I don't need a man for this, and I don't need this, and I don't need this, and I don't need that.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, let's just be fucking equal. I'll hold the door open for you. Doesn't mean you don't have to hold the door open for me.
No, you better hold the door open for me, bitch.
As a human being, you should hold the door open for anybody who's right behind you. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't be a dick.
And that's just the name of the game. It shouldn't be a chivalry. It should just be human shit to do.
Here's something that's weird. Now, I really highly doubt she's listening, so I'm gonna go ahead and just say this shit. So one of my friend's sisters, she's been doing CrossFit and shit. She looks fine as hell. I just saw her picture on Facebook. I gotta say it.
Do I know who?
You never met him.
Is the picture up now?
Yeah, you wanna come see?
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna go see.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to be on camera or not, but just chill it. No, it's all right. I covered. Hurry up.
I'm gonna sit my ass down.
It's covered, motherfucker. Come on. It's covered. Sorry, people. Just hang on a second. Look, just fucking come over here. It's covered.
I can see that shit from right there.
Yeah. She got that ass on her. Anyway, would you say something to her? I'm thinking about it.
I mean, you know, it's a fine line because it depends how good the friend is. I mean, it's like your best friend.
He's a really good friend. Really.
Nah, they
friend.
can't.
You want to say that shit?
It's crossing the line.
Yeah,
just
I
like
might
the
tell you
picture.
the story. This probably give it away who it is, but and again, I don't think she's listening. But I think it's the guy that we made an event on Facebook years ago about running a train on his sister. He joined it, not knowing what it was. But I wish that event was real. Cause goddamn, good for her though. She works really hard. I mean,
is he of the
yeah,
ginger?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's not listening. I don't think. He you know where he is though, cause he's in a town far away where LeBron James lives.
Yeah. Okay, now I know what you're talking about.
He might not have anything better to do than listen, so he's either really upset right now, or he's laughing, or he didn't even notice because he didn't listen. So hopefully he didn't listen.
Oh, you know, I think if you're the brother of that, you have to know
Well,
at a certain extent that people are saying shit, and it's your sister, but you got to deal with it. That's just the way the cards play. That's what it is.
I don't know. I don't know. That's too much of a weird bullshit. Yeah, because like I have a little sister and she has a kid, and that tripped me out right away. Like I was like, wait a minute, that means shit. No. Yeah. But the kid's amazing. That kind of made up for everything. Still.
Okay, I get where you're going with that. Yeah.
Oliver's a shit though. That little kid. You know what I'm gonna tell my kid, huh?
He's funny.
He's hilarious.
I watched him headbutt you like 3 times.
Yeah, he gives no fucks. Like if he's mad at you, he's gonna smack you. Like he's so much like our family, like me in fact. That
kids have hard heads too, especially after that shit hardens out.
He's still a mush head too. He hasn't even completely solid head yet. It takes a while.
Nice.
Oh, shout out to Nate, who just who found our free agent video on YouTube.
Definitely.
And he goes, "Hey, are you Eddie Law from ToothlessMMA.com?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." Because for people that don't know, I'm also a writer for ToothlessMMA.com, and I write a lot. I'm on there a lot. Like I write a lot. So he just figured it, to put 2 and 2 together. And he's like, "Are you from there?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's me." So what's up, Nate? What's going on, dude?
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to you, Nate, and keep watching, keep listening, whatever
bastard.
you do.
Like he doesn't fucking know. He must have thought like, "Oh shit," I shouldn't have said that.
Just don't show up at the house. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, he don't know where we are. It's okay. What's funny is where we are at is the last place people would look for us.
Probably, yeah. Because this is the last place I don't think we were.
They would look at this house and be like, they would arrest us if we walked in the front, so we never go outside.
Like honestly, when I pulled up to the front the first time, I was like, God damn.
Yeah, what did you guys call it? You and Zell used to call it
it's the Scarface Mansion.
The Scarface Mansion. Yeah.
All you need is like the world is yours statue. It's all good. It's complete.
The world is yours. Never get back. Sorry, you brought some NWA back. Anyway.
Oh man.
So yeah, that was a long tangent.
Did you hear about the NWA castings for?
I heard. I saw the guy that casted for Cube, the guy that casted for Eazy. I didn't agree with that one.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like nothing like Eazy.
Dre looks kind of like himself. I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, put it this way: it's a decent casting. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Cube actually looked pretty decent. But I'm surprised like Dr. Dre actually has a son who kind of resembles him a little bit.
You would think he would pick him.
But I would think they would pick him, but no. But more so, there was like some discrimination going on with the casting of that.
Yeah.
Which I thought was funny. I mean, because I guess they were medium to dark skin tone, and I guess they were looking for poor African American looking like type. In a way that is discriminatory, but you gotta understand you're casting for a certain movie at a certain time. You want to have a certain look to you, but then again, it's not necessarily saying that someone now who doesn't necessarily fit that mold, but can be dressed that way, wouldn't work.
I mean, shit. All I have to do is grow my beard fully, and I look like a fucking Arab.
I mean, honestly, fully, it's all about subjectiveness, and you can make things look a certain way. That's just the way it is. I mean, you don't necessarily have to be poor to be in that role.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to be rich to be in that role, or light or dark skin.
Dude, you know what trips me out about rappers is finding out, like, some of them went to school. Like, for example, Ja Rule went to private school.
Right.
He took all that shit that he was gangster, he was going to kill you, or 50 Cent or whatever. Huh? He went to private school. When that came out, it was over. Like, it was over. He's like trying to make a comeback right now. It's not working. It's garbage.
But, I mean, he went to jail, which would be great street cred, but back then that would have been great street cred.
Dude, you want to go to jail now? Throw a brick through a window. Get a DUI. Do something stupid. You'll be in jail for a night. You can still say you went to jail.
Right.
But you're not Tupac, who went to jail for, like, what was it, months?
You know, Tupac was honestly one of the realest people that you could possibly have as far as being a rapper.
Dude, because he died
97.
I wish it was like aware of everything, because I remember watching the news and seeing that Tupac was dead, but it didn't hit me until I was in high school when I realized the impact he had in the music industry and a rapper, you know, as a whole. I mean, he's the reason why I don't like this new garbage. He's the reason. He used to say shit, and it was an entertaining song. I mean, America's Most Wanted. Right. He was saying stuff. He was saying something, but it was entertaining as hell. You know, it's like, ain't nothing but a gangsta party. Right. That shit was so good.
You know, there was just certain rappers who transcended everything, race, time period, whatever. He was one of them. There was other certain rappers who were just really just role players inside of building the movement. But yeah, I gotta admit, I'm not the biggest Tupac fan. I do like some of his music.
But you're East Coast too.
I do like some of it. I
you
really
like Biggie better than Tupac.
I do like Biggie better than Tupac. I feel like he, rhyme-wise, he was better as far as technique, but Tupac definitely reached the masses more. He spread the generation. Yeah. He broke gaps. He broke a lot of different gaps for people. And he had something to do with Biggie's success too.
Yeah. No, he did. And they used to be friends too.
Definitely, and they were friends. And I think that a lot of that was just kind of set up for them.
Yeah. You know what tripped me out though is the reason, because I always liked Tupac. I like both, right? I always liked B.I.G. and all that thing. But the reason why I was like, if you asked me to pick a team, send what to you?
I'm trying to figure that out too.
Hey, quick, let us know what we need to send you, because we have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway, but the reason I like them both, but the reason I went with Tupac is the reason why I'm a Chael Sonnen fan, why I'm a Nick Diaz fan, the guys that talk shit and they don't give a fuck and they back it up, is because Tupac came out with I forget the name of the song, but it starts, Hit 'Em Up. Where he goes, that's why I fucked your bitch. And I was like, oh shit, he's real.
Yeah, no, he
does not give a fuck. He'll say whatever, and that's like the kind of way the way I try to be. I'll say whatever to a big time fault. Clearly, like I'll say whatever comes up, like right away, no filter, right away, right off the top of my dome. Whatever fucking I thought is out, and it's horrible. Not horrible. It's just the way I am. But in certain situations, it'll fuck you up.
But I wonder, though, if that was really him or not. And the reason why I say that is this. He played a lot to the machine.
Yeah.
So did Biggie. Biggie did too. But think about this. If you create a controversy, you're going to create more sales, more revenue. And who was he really going for at the time? He was going with Suge.
Yeah, Suge Knight.
Suge Knight, right.
Suge Knight.
So if he's really playing to the revenue, Suge's going to encourage that. That's the same thing that's going on today.
Yeah.
I know a lot of these rappers probably don't want to talk about drugs and this and that and women
what sells,
and objectifying shit, but that sells records. Just like certain movies sell records. Once you get a little bit older, you start to realize this. It's all part of the game. It's all part of the machine. Tupac was the best player of that game. He told you, have a woman sing on your hook. Have that sing song on your hook. This way the women buy your albums. Yeah. And then they want you, and in turn, they're going to have the man buy the albums too. It's all very smart. It's not that difficult to look at that.
Yeah. No, but like when I was working at that, the local hip hop station years ago, it was like that. The way we picked up songs, whether the girls liked it or not. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's one of those things.
Why do you think Drake blew up?
Fuck Drake, dude.
I will
give him this. Did you watch the SBs?
I didn't. I heard he did a decent job though.
Man, he was bombing at the very start. I mean, it was dog shit. Like I was expecting people from the crowd to come up and beat the fuck out of him and shit, because he was just garbage. He was dog shit, right? Right. And then all the stuff that was clearly prepared, like group skits and stuff like that, and stuff that was pre-filmed and shit. That shit was good.
You can't lose.
That shit was good. It was good. It was just good. Like that one skit he had. I don't know if you watched the one with Blake Griffin, where Blake Griffin had makeup as Drake, and Drake was as Blake Griffin. And then the one thing that got really awkward was they made a bunch of Donald Sterling jokes. Like all over, like you gotta watch the replay. SPs, like it gets uncomfortable at one point where the crowd's like, should we be laughing at this? Like this is not, what the hell? So, no, but for me the problem with music, they're not saying anything at all.
They're not anymore, and it's really rough. But there is good artists out there who actually will do things that will,
I'm a big
have integrity.
Kendrick Lamar fan.
Kendrick Lamar is good. I will say this: he's definitely different, but he's also catching that appeal from the masses too, which is good. I mean, you're gonna have artists that are like that. Nas is like that when he comes out. Actually, who else is like that? Really, there's other groups that are like that, but it's really hard to really keep them up because they're not in your face every day.
Who's the dumbest son or daughter of a star that you ever heard about? Because I got the one name, but I don't even know his name, but I know who he is.
Oh, name it.
Will Smith's son, what's his name? Jaden?
Oh, Jaden Smith?
Jaden Smith's a dumb motherfucker.
Oh, man, it's...
Go on his Twitter. Here, I'll pull up his Twitter right now. Shit.
I want to like him because I don't like Will Smith for the music. I like him for his acting.
Yeah.
I like him a lot for his acting. But, yeah, I agree. He's kind of ridiculous. But then again, to live that life, though.
Here's the thing. If my dad was the most powerful person, not powerful, but one of the most powerful,
people,
actors in the game, and we have all the money in the world, and I can do whatever I want, say I'm Will Smith's kid, and get away with it, I might be stupid too. Here's the thing. As much shit as I give Justin Bieber.
Right.
He was 18 years old, and he had had millions of dollars, right? You give me millions of dollars at 18 years old, I'd probably be stupid as fuck too. I would do some dumb shit.
Right, because you don't have to work for anything anymore.
Exactly. So, and that's the problem is no one works for anything anymore.
Should we have to work for everything we get?
And this has nothing to do with
this isn't even a race thing.
It's not. It's a generational thing.
Think about Quick too. He has to work for everything he gets.
Oh, that dude's busting ass.
Yeah, definitely.
So hold up, I can't fucking find Jaden Smith on here. If this is Jaden Smith, 5.26 million followers, really. Oh, I think this is him. Anyway, so he has tweets oh shit. Apparently Quick says that he thinks Tupac and Biggie both went to Ivy League schools.
I know Big. I think
I'm gonna Google that real quick while we talk about this. I'm not sure if he
went to a private school or not. I know Tupac went to a school for acting.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Yeah. Tupac, Biggie, Ivy League. Let's find out.
Big Man went to a private school.
Let's see. I don't know. I don't see anything on there. No, they didn't. Did they go to? I know Tupac went to a bigger school. So I know Ivy League schools had conferences about those two guys after they died, but they didn't go to any Ivy League schools.
You know what I am enjoying though? In one of the North Carolina colleges, universities, I'm not sure which one, I can't remember. I don't know if it's UNC or not. They actually have Ninth Wonder teaching a class on hip hop, which is great. Yeah. I think he's a producer. He's done a lot of things. He's done Threat for Jay-Z on his Black album.
Right.
He's done a lot of work with Little Brother. He's done a lot of work just in the industry in general. But it's good to see that coming into the college atmosphere as far as really just learning about the culture.
Right.
Because I think that shows that it's more than just what they thought it was going to be in the 80s coming up in the 90s and just dying out.
Okay, let's talk about college real quick.
Absolutely, let's do it.
You have a degree, right?
I do.
I have my degree too. I went to the University of Arizona. By the way, Ice Cube went to U of A. People can talk shit all they want to. That guy's always talking about ghetto shit. He went to U of A.
Wait, was it U of A or was it ASU?
U of A.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can confirm right now, but
I know he went to one of those two. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, he went to U of A. I'm pretty sure because I remember being pretty excited about that. But yeah, I was like, U of A went to U. Or Ice Cube went to U of A. Yeah, he went to, I think only for a semester, but still. He attended the University of Arizona in the fall of 1987. He was born O'Shea Jackson. I'll never call him O'Shea. That's just weird.
It's like a last name, really.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, though. I mean, hey, break the mold,
Yeah, I like
a different name, shit.
Because where we're located, Google, you know how Google like takes a hold of where you're located? I typed in Ice Cube, Arizona, and the first lyric that comes up is "Nigga, I'm hot as Phoenix, Arizona." That one song, "Go to Church," I think is what it is.
You know who else went to
ASU?
ASU?
No, Rap made me do it. Gangster Rap made me do it.
Sinbad's daughter went to ASU around the same time I was going to ASU.
Sinbad's daughter?
Sinbad's daughter, yes.
I was at U of A, and I met Charles Barkley's daughter, and I met Hasselhoff's daughter. What's his first name?
Hasselhoff.
The Hoff.
Damn, the Hoff. Don't hassle the Hoff.
No one gives a shit about your generation about that guy.
I don't care.
But you guys know who the Hoff is.
You met Knight Rider's daughter.
Knight Rider's daughter, dude. He was in the fucking crowd. We were watching a football game. He's just like a few rows over. I ran over just to say hi. I was like, the Hoff, what's up, dude?
You know what? I actually like the atmosphere on U of A a lot better than ASU.
Where the fuck is Kip, huh?
I like the atmosphere a lot better in U of A than I like than ASU. Because I actually attended ASU for a whole a year. Mm-hmm. But I actually went to U of A for the football game. I mean, ASU kicked your ass, but it definitely was a better vibe on campus, downtown. It was smaller. It was a lot more friendly. It felt like individuality wasn't necessarily an issue there. Like, you could be different. Yeah. And it'd be okay.
Yeah, but here's the thing about U of A, because I went to ASU for like a year and a half, and I bailed because it was all concrete and brick, and it was just I'm big on environment, and if it's a shitty environment, I'm not gonna be there. Like, I can't stand it. So, yeah.
Right.
So I went to U of A, and there's like trees everywhere. It's green. They have a whole long thing, mall of just grass. It's fucking sick as hell. It's a nice place to be too. The rest of Tucson sucks complete donkey dick, but the campus is awesome.
Well, and that's what it's really about. I mean, you have a lot of colleges. I mean, my college that I went to was really like, you stepped outside of it, you were in hood.
Oh,
like,
shit.
You stepped easy. Everything was hood.
USC's like that.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I had a friend that went to USC. It was a USC or UCLA. It's one of those. But one of those is like straight up like in a ghetto ass neighborhood. So that's kind of crazy. Even when you hear the word like the city of Miami.
Right.
Because most of us weren't really aware in the 80s. Because most of us were like I was 186 and I didn't know anything about it.
Right.
I wasn't really aware. Not to mention I was in Mexico. So, but like Miami's a really ghetto fucking city.
It is.
Fuck, dude. It's like.
Yeah, Little Havana. There's a whole bunch of little.
I still want to go.
Caribbean things down there, but the culture is so rich down there.
Yeah.
That I would definitely want to go. Like cities like Tampa, Orlando, but if you're gonna go anywhere, you want to go to Miami because there's gonna be a lot of different culture there.
Miami's a shit.
Caribbean culture is huge down there. And I love that. Whether it's Jamaican, Cuban, Puerto Rican, whatever it is, it's huge. Where
in the U.S. is there a concentration of Brazilian girls? That's what I want to know.
I think everybody wants to know that.
It was a genius. You want to know how they... Okay. Soccer has become popular in the U.S. And people can talk shit all they want to about, no, it's not, no, it's getting there. Yeah, it's definitely going to be more popular than hockey very quickly, very clearly. But the genius, whoever it was that got the cameras at the World Cup, to start zooming in on hot girls, fucking has to be an American. There's no way it wasn't an American. Like, think about it. I mean, it's obvious, obviously, but you go up there and be like, hey, focus on the chick with the big boobs right there. You know what I mean?
Oh man,
but I don't know. It's just weird. But yeah, that's how you get it. That's how you get people to watch your sport and watch your shows. Like if we had obviously you can't see it. But people watching me right now. If I had a hot chick right here, titties were out, and I had a hot chick right here, bent over, asses all out, we would have 1 million viewers right now.
We would definitely have 1 million viewers.
Easy. Except for the girls. Some of the girls would be like, some of the girls would be like, oh,
I'm going to say more than 60% of the girls would be like, oh.
You ever notice that thing? Okay.
It's true.
Women will criticize other women in like the harshest way possible.
That's true.
But I'm the asshole for saying that I want to see ass and titties.
But you know what? Also, I think that, I think there's maybe a generational thing about that too.
How does that work out?
I don't know, but it seems like more so in the last 5-6 years, women love women, and it's just coming about more so. And it's coming on stronger, and it's more open now.
Yeah, like lesbians? Before.
Not necessarily lesbians, but women who can compliment other women like, oh my God, I like that, the way that girl looks.
Yeah.
She's a sexy lady, whatever.
Look, they don't dress for us, man. They dress for each other. They're criticizing each other in the street.
Honestly, yes, they do. I think they dress either to, one, battle each other.
That's true.
Or two.
Unless you're a drunken college-age Eddie Law hanging outside the fucking the fucking Highland Market in Tucson, Arizona, and you're rating all the girls because you're that drunk. You're like, you're a 5. Fuck you. Okay, you're a 2.
You know, honestly, if you think what they're doing is for you as a man, you're an idiot. It's not for you.
No, it's not for you.
It's showing up for everybody else.
Like, was it a couple times I hung out with girls where it's like they look really good, like they just dress up, whatever, and I'm just like, oh shit, I got a shot or something, you know. In the end, you gotta realize it might not be for you. It might be. It's not impossible.
Listen, just because a girl smiles at you doesn't mean it's for you. It could just be just a thing. I'm just smiling at you right now.
Yeah.
You gotta realize that. But then again, there's gonna be those guys who don't care. They're willing to take the 99 slaps to the face before they get that one shot.
Yeah.
And hey, I commend you. If you can do that, sir, I appreciate you for that.
It's what it is, man. I will say there was a list of the most mistakes made with women as far as what you say or do. I'm probably ranked number like top 5 in that bitch. Oh God. I do it all the time. It's okay.
You know what though? You know what? I appreciate you, sir, because you have no filter.
I know. No fucks are given. None. No, here's the thing. Like, is it possible that you or me, I guess, or people like me would be like losing out on shit because we're too fucking honest about everything? Because look, a lot of my stuff that I say comes out as like a douche comment. Like, people listen to me on the podcast and they see us right now, and a lot of stuff that I said is, you know, like, fuck, titties are here, ass right here. It's like, you know, what a douchebag. You know me in every day. I'm nothing like that. It's always a joke.
You know, the thing is about it, there's a certain truth to that.
That is very true.
There's a certain truth to it. But the thing about it is, you know, the person who tells the truth sometimes is viewed as the bad guy.
Yeah.
Because no one really wants to hear the truth all the time. It's kind of like that Scarface scene where he's really drunk and his wife's he's just going off on her. Mm-hmm. You know, you're on coke and you don't want to give me a kid. You can't do nothing. And you know what? You guys hate me because I'm the bad guy, but you need me to be the bad guy.
You need me to be the bad. I can't even do it. I used to be able to do that. Damn it.
It is true. Like, you know, everyone needs the bad guy to tell the truth because nobody wants to hear the truth.
Yeah, well,
people are scared of the truth, honestly.
Oh man,
me included. Shit, I don't always want to hear the truth. Tell me a little something. Tell me a little something sugar coated, because I don't want to hear that shit right now.
Yeah, don't ask me to tell you something sugar coated. I'll make it worse.
but that's the thing. You know, they need people like us to say the truth, or to say how we really feel about something. And me and you, we're a little bit different, but we're a lot the same in a way too, because we can talk truth all day.
Oh yeah.
We just take a little bit different approach to it when we tell somebody else that shit.
Yeah, because we know each other well enough to where we know whatever we say, you know, is not going to be taken crazy personal, right? Like, but like certain people, we can say something real to, or even if it's just a joke, and they might take it as real,
right?
And it gets, you know, taken out of hand. That's fine. I mean, look, I understand that. Like, you know, friends of mine that got upset with me for saying stuff. Completely understand it. You know what I mean? And I always, you know, if I notice it or they let me know that they're upset at me about it, I will apologize if I hurt their feelings, because that's not what I try to do. I don't ever want to hurt anyone's feelings. That's literally the last thing I want to do, unless I really don't fucking like you. And you're on the court, and you come up, and you're like, are you the guy that, oh, I know you're the guy that hit the shot over. You know what? Fuck you, and I hope you break a leg.
And see, I don't like that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
I've had that guy.
He said it to me, by the way. He said it to H, but still. Fuck that
guy. It's true, man. He said it to me, and I was just like, well, that's not a way to introduce yourself to me, as a person who doesn't know who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
The first time I'm playing with you, bastard.
Yeah, right?
I'm gonna hit a shot on you now.
I think you did, too, that game.
Oh, of course I did. Shit, I could not do it.
Yeah. Anyway. What are we at right now? We're at an hour. We're in 20 minutes to go.
Gotta be probably on an hour, right?
We're at an hour, yeah.
It's tight.
Impressive here. Surprised we were able to go live for this long so far. Anyway, a couple more things a few more things I want to talk about. But Russia, this whole thing between Russia and Ukraine and the Russian-backed rebels and all that shit. Russia, reportedly by NATO, which by the way, I didn't even know NATO was still around. That's fucking news to me. But NATO says that Russia is amassing 15,000 troops on the Ukraine border, which to me sounds like an invasion of sorts. Because Ukraine's not, I mean, I don't know, 15,000 troops against Ukraine's little thing they got going right now. I think little fucking military.
Shit.
It sounds like some bullshit's about to go down.
You know, there's just so much of this going around, just in general.
Yeah. What about that plane that got shot down? Who do you think did that shit?
Honestly, I mean,
I mean, a plane gets shot down.
Well, Ukraine was reportedly did it. So.
Well, here's the thing: they're pointing fingers at each other. Ukraine says the Russian rebel or the Russian separatists, whatever. I don't know. They're fucking pointing fingers at each other.
It's a toss-up, honestly, because you're never gonna get the truth out of that shit. But honestly, Does
this sound like you though? Like my brain, when I see shit like that, immediately goes to like conspiracy theories. My brain immediately goes, someone's intelligence group did it to start a war of some kind. And of course, the first one that comes up is the CIA might have done it. You never know.
Damn,
I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not blaming anybody. But the first thing, like, I always go past it because, everything you hear in the news is so much bullshit. I don't buy it. I always try to go past what they're saying, not taking it as like, oh, for sure it's the CIA or anything. But, possibility. What's the possibility?
I'm thinking, and excuse me if I sound wrong on this shit, but I'm thinking Hood and Crossfire.
Pretty much.
That's what that shit sounds like.
I mean, shit. Growing up, you remember all that shit where people were like, from your neighborhood, somebody from your neighborhood would shoot somebody from another neighborhood, and they come back and get retaliation, and somebody from a completely different neighborhood was the first one to start the shit, and they just want to start a fight between these two hoods.
I mean, just think about it. It's just really just Crossfire. I mean, you're going over those airways, and you're really taking almost what's going to come to you. That's
the whole thing is so weird though, because supposedly they had their route changed. Like they weren't supposed to fly over that area. Right. They told them go over the area. It's like you would think the pilot would be like, "Fuck you, I'm not going that way." Like,
exactly, but also, what are you really gonna do when if an airway's clogged and you can't go that way? You have to reroute and do something else. Now you're taking a risk.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that sucks. I mean, it's really unfortunate for those people who died. And from what we discussed last week, I think it was. There was a lot of like AIDS activists.
I gotta say this shit because I know he's gonna hit scene tonight. So quick because he's at home right now. He's not here. He's been texting us and shit. He goes, "I'm stoned, so if your face lines up with the mic just right, you look like a cartoon Asian dude." I'm gonna have to watch the video. Hey, actually, I can see it right now. That's so stupid.
I told you he's here with us in spirit, man. He's rocking with us right now.
Man, once we get him back, we do. Hopefully for 50 we could do live. All three of us would be great.
And I hope we can do that and just recap everything we've done over the last year. That'd be great.
It's been a year. When did we start? I don't know.
It's probably been over a year, honestly, because we skipped a couple.
Yeah, we skipped like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe. Barely. I'm surprised we kept it going so fucking consistent.
Well, we skipped definitely 1 week when we just totally bombed, and we were just like, fuck it.
There was people, just for the record, we've only done that one time where we both came in just dead tired after a really shitty week.
We scrapped the episode.
And I in fact, I still have it as an example of when we fuck up. So
I think it was ULI 48.
I think
or was it 47? 47 or 48?
It was real recent. Yeah. But I think 47. But I think once we get to 100, I'm gonna release it the unreleased episode.
Oh god,
bullshit! Don't even watch this shit or listen to this. But
like Chappelle season 3.
Yeah, that was garbage.
We love you, Chappelle. Seriously,
I miss you, Chappelle. Come on, man, come back.
We do.
You know who we don't miss? Michelle Bachman's crazy ass. Michelle Bachman, who's one of the psycho bitches from. I know people don't like to hear the word bitch. Psycho bitch from the Tea Party says. Here's her quote. She says, quote, "Gays want to let adults freely prey on little children sexually." She's super anti-gay. And look, if you have a belief, that's fine. You believe whatever you want. You want to be anti-gay, fine. But don't be running for don't be trying to be in public office trying to fucking put rules on said gay people. You're a fucking douche if you do that stuff.
Even I want to say we're racists. I mean, if you're going to be racist, okay, I'm not saying it's okay to be racist, but if you want to be racist, fine. Go do that shit in your corner.
Yeah, keep it to yourself.
Keep it to folk like yourself.
Yeah.
And eventually let that shit die out because we don't really need that shit in the public. And you actually have to learn that too. You're not really progressing people or culture, anything. Yeah. You're not progressing anything. You're actually regressing things. Keep that shit to your side. Die with it. Whatever.
Well, old people die, man. A lot of this shit's gonna. No, I'm not gonna say it's gonna end because they pass it on to the kids.
No,
but it's gonna be way reduced.
There's always gonna be the Remy, right? There's always gonna be the Remy of the group, and that's just the way it is. But
yeah, I know in high school I dated a girl for a while where her dad didn't like me because I was Mexican, and so he hated me, dude, and so he would talk shit and all that stuff. And then I remember one time I made the point to him. I was like, "Hey, look, man, I know you don't like me right now, but you're gonna have to deal with it because this country's gonna get browner, man. That's all it is.
Just look at what we're coming upon right now. There's a lot more mixed races.
Oh yeah,
a lot more biracial people, and you know what? I'm happy to see that progressing.
Yeah, Oliver, he's a mixed race baby.
Right.
His dad's white. Obviously, my sister Mexican, so he's a mixed race baby. And she's talked a couple of times about the things she's had to deal with as far as, and we actually might have to have her on to talk about it. But at some point, I'm dreading because I know her and she's gonna go. If you guys know my sister, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, imagine me on like no what do you call it? No you were saying I have no
filter.
No filter. On no filter steroids. There's absolutely, it's like anti-filter. It's like the most hateful shit they can get, hateful, but the most not angry. The meanest thing she can say about me, she'll fucking find it. She'll say it, she don't give a shit. Anyway. But she's had to deal with like mixed race stuff and people staring at her at the freaking you go to Fry's or Albertsons or something or Bash's, grocery store, anywhere, and she had to deal with that shit. So and I remember telling her, I was like, look, man, Oliver is gonna grow up as a mixed baby, and kids are not nice to things that are different.
No, they're not.
Because besides human nature to be a little weirded out, but think something that's different than you, some parents are gonna move those fucking ridiculous beliefs onto their kids. So I told her, I was like, we gotta get this kid in jiu-jitsu. Luckily, he's gonna be a big fucking kid. Like he's only 2 years old. And
he's tall.
He's tall, but he's big. He's mass, like strong. Like I grab him by his hands and I lift him up, and he fucking pulls up sometimes, like no problem. Like what the fuck? It's crazy, but I mean, regardless, we gotta. And I told my sister, I was like, we gotta teach him how to fight. I'm gonna do it. I'll teach him. I don't give a shit. So, but it's I don't know. The world's gonna change so fast. All these old people are gonna have to deal with it or die. And I think they're gonna have to die. I think they're gonna have to fucking die. Like it's just weird how people will not evolve. They're so stuck in their ways.
It's just true. Like think about the way I grew up. I grew up around basically it was one race of people in the town that I grew up in, and it was me. I'm a Puerto Rican person, like fully 100%. But I look like so different. I don't look like just one thing. I'm light skinned, but I have features that are different. So I've experienced different things too. In my coming up, I embrace that because that taught me a lot of different things. But also, it makes me empathize and understand, the person who is biracial or multiracial and who's also coming up having to deal with things too. And it isn't easy. It's very hard.
It's a pain in the ass, man.
People will point the finger at you, but I also look back at the town I grew up in, and now it's different. It is evolving. There's a lot more different races there. There's a lot more different things to deal with, different issues, and I'm happy to see that.
The one thing though is the and I completely agree with what you're saying, but I mean, even if I think about it for me, it's like, I grew up. Like I could pass for an Arab really quickly, like no problem. You see me with a beard and shit, I can pull it off no problem. And even then I get weird. You know what the thing I get the most, especially from women, is the whole like they meet me, and they expect me to have like the accent shit because they hear someone tells them about me I'm from Mexico, right? And I am from Mexico, straight up, legit. And they expect me to come like, hey, what's happening? What's up? What's up, carnal, and shit like that. They expect me to come up with a fucking accent. That's not even a good accent. I lost my accent in 8th grade. I had a heavy Mexican accent until about 8th grade. Then it went away. So now I sound like I'm from here, and I'm not. But the other thing that happened is I grew up with a bunch of black people. So I have a lot of, what do you call it? Not urban. What do you call it?
I think I would be
urban?
More so urban.
I have a lot of hip hop lingo, a lot of urban. I used to say, "Why you sweat me, motherfucker? Why you sweat me?" Like I talk like a black person. Sometimes people say, "Why you talking black?" I'd be like, "That's kind of how I grew. That's how I learned English."
But see, that's the thing, and to me, that's like it's perfect. It's beautiful because you have to be able to connect with everything around you.
Yeah.
If you can't be adaptable in today's society, really, you're losing out.
Oh yeah.
Because you're losing out on a certain market, even from a business standpoint. If you can't connect with not only white people but Latinos or black people, you're really losing out because that's really what a lot of us are made up of, or even Asian people, or whatever happens to be in your particular region. You're missing out now.
Yeah.
That's part of what your culture is, whether you want to believe it or not. You can't just say the culture is one thing. The culture is everything that's there.
Yeah, no, it's true. And the thing is, like, if you don't accept it, you don't evolve with it, you're gonna get left behind. This is gonna happen. You're gonna get left behind. So Michelle Bachmann, with your anti-gay bullshit, move on, bitch, or die. Right. I don't care.
I mean, politics aren't politics for a reason. That's why it's a scientific thing where they go out and they poll shit and they do things and they take a pulse for the region and they play on that because they know it's going to be smarter for them.
Fucking sad, dude. It's ridiculous. Like, remember when Romney came out with his 47% quote, and that wasn't supposed to come out it wasn't supposed to come out to the general public. That was just for that room that he was in for donors. They would have given him a bunch of money, and that came out. And I heard him a little bit. So, but to end, I guess, to stop talking about that, it's gonna take. It's honestly going to take the last generation either accepting or dying, because that's what's going to happen. They're going to end up dying before they accept it, I think.
I think we're moving pretty much in the right direction.
I think our generation is going to be the first one that decides, okay, you know what, things are going to change. They used to call us the worst generation in the world. We're calling the next one the worst generation in the world, in the history of the world.
Right.
And we might be wrong. You never know. We might be right. I mean, Bieber's alive. The fact that motherfucker's famous. All right, fuck that generation. But still, at the same time, we're going to have to adapt some shit we don't like. At the beginning,
right? I mean, I think it's moving in the right direction.
Oh yeah,
honestly, everything is moving in the right direction. But it's going to take time when we're where the generation we are now that we don't really we want to hide behind. We want to hide them.
Yeah.
When we're that old, things should be a little bit better by then.
Hopefully,
going forward.
Hopefully, man. If I ever have kids, hopefully they're not going to live in the fucking crazy times that we are at. So.
Yeah, it's either gonna be better or worse. You never know.
Yeah, they're gonna have their own issues. Doesn't matter. So they'll have their own issues. Anyway, we're running out of time here. Let's get on to some sports stuff.
Sports shit.
Let's go with NBA first.
NBA.
You guys have heard a bunch of talk about the Cavs trying to get Kevin Love from Minnesota Timberwolves to play with LeBron James and give the Cavaliers a good chance at a title. They would have to give up Andrew Wiggins. Now here's the thing: they just signed Andrew Wiggins to a rookie contract, so they have to wait 30 days to trade him. Bottom line, if you're the Cavs GM, do you trade for Kevin Love?
See, I'm going to say no.
No?
I think that there's more solid players out there that are more feasible, and you wouldn't have to give up so many assets to get.
Yeah.
I mean, who's that guy we were always talking about from Detroit? What's his name? Greg Monroe?
Yeah, one of my sons.
Moose.
Badly.
Greg Monroe. I think he's still prized out there, but, I think Kevin Love overshadowing just about everything that LeBron's picked, Melo's picked up already. Really, who's left? So you're going to go with him. Miami's situation is set up already. Fine, whatever. So Kevin Love is the big issue right now. But honestly, I wouldn't bet the farm for Kevin Love. I mean, yes, he's going to give you a solid 2010.
Yeah.
But also, his defense is a little questionable. And defense is what's really going to play through in the East.
Yeah.
West side or West Coast, that's really more offense-oriented. I mean, as well as they have defense as well, but offense more so.
Yeah. Did you hear about Ray Rice? Sorry, okay, let me go back to NBA to finish it off. I switch over on everything every fucking 5 minutes. If you know me in real life, what do you call it? ADD? I have mad ADD. Anyway, so a couple more things. Lakers offered the job to Byron Scott to be their head coach, finally. They're the only team without a head coach right now, the whole league, which probably fucked them over for some free agents. I mean, the only thing they got, Jeremy Lin, they re-signed a bunch of their guys, and they picked up, I can't think of who they picked up.
Lost Kamen, they picked up.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, well,
they kept Jordan Hill. That's what matters.
Jordan Hill, yeah. But, Kamen wasn't that bad for them either. They had a bad year last year, but they had some decent players who would support them. They just needed that one superstar to take them over the hump, I think.
So
on some of those games, at least.
Yeah. So, so what else? Oh, and the Suns still haven't re-signed Eric Bledsoe. Here's the weird thing. Nobody else has even offered him shit. So either they're very wary about that knee or they know he's not worth max money. So at some point, I think what's going to end up happening, he's going to take the Suns deal. Or they're going to work up to 4 years, $50 million or something like that. Because what he wants is 5 years, $84 million or $83 million, whatever it is, with a max contract. He's not going to get that contract, not from anybody. There's no way.
I think he's thinking like he's a first-tier player, but I think he's second to third-tier player.
I say second, and maybe because of the knee might be third. So
right.
I'm just glad we traded for Isaiah Thomas in case we have to let him go, which is fine. Hey, at this point, if you don't want to be here, I don't want you here.
Honestly, I think if anyone was going to pick him up, I think Miami would probably pick him up.
Think so?
I mean, I couldn't think of anybody else who would.
They don't have the cap space to give him a contract.
They don't have the cap space.
It would have to be a sign and trade.
It's not necessarily with Miami that it's the cap space, but it's the allure of playing with Miami and the allure of possibly playing under Pat Riley and the allure of possibly getting a championship there.
Yeah. I think the worst, the place that he ends up going, I think, is going to be LA, Lakers.
Right.
I think somehow we end up trading him, hopefully not for Jeremy Lin. But, I mean, even if we get Nash back, fine, it's a good story. But, I mean, we're not trying to win titles next year. So.
But the question is, though, I mean, the Suns, they play a great game of basketball, especially in the West Coast where it's very difficult to possibly break into that top 4.
Yeah.
They still hang in there every year. They were almost in the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
But they're on the cusp, just like every other team there. You almost want to figure, like, why would you want Nash back at that point? I mean, yes, you will give him his little swan song.
It'll be the swan song.
Retire with
for me, because I'm very into the story and legacy of players and shit. For me, it'll be all about swan song. It'll be giving him his last year, letting him go with his number 13 Suns jersey, and having him retire as a Sun. So that's for me. That's what it would be. I'm a sucker for shit like that. I like history a lot.
That's true.
But I don't know. Let's see what else we got. Knicks were out. No, I'm not gonna talk about the Knicks offer. It's retarded.
We're not gonna talk about the Knicks. We're gonna lay off the fucking Knicks.
We'll lay off shitting on the Knicks. Here's a good one. Jameer Nelson finalized a 2-year, $5.6 million deal with the Mavericks. For some reason, every time I hear Jameer Nelson, I think a tiny bit better Raymond Felton.
I'm not gonna shit on Jameer Nelson that way. I mean. Jeez, man.
Yeah.
What can you really say about him? He's a tough kid. I think he's better than Felton, honestly.
Oh, yeah. He's way better than Felton.
He's way better than Felton. He can shoot. He's tough. He can take it in. He can definitely penetrate offense.
Yeah.
On offense, but I think he might do okay on the Mavs. Might be okay for them.
Right. Look, they need a starter. So at this point,
right? Because they lost Calderon.
They got.
And you really can't start Felton.
They got Raymond.
They got Raymond
Felton and Jameer Nelson on the same team. Holy shit. Jameer's going to start. There's no way Felton starts.
That looks kind of ugly for him not to start.
Yeah, so moving on. This week, NFL training camp started. Everyone's in camp. I think starting today, everybody was in camp. I think yesterday was Cardinals and somebody else, and like 4 teams. Right. Today, everybody else made it. So here's a few things, and we're just going to shoot by them. It's like 8 different stories or so. Not like 6. Big Ballard, good running back for the Indianapolis Colts. I can't even talk. Basically, Big Ballard tore his ACL.
Oh man!
Here's the thing: he tore it in the season opener a year ago, and he was carted off the field, and now he tore it again. They're thinking it's a tore Achilles. They don't think it's a knee.
Their running game is a mess. I mean, you have
Andrew Luck's gonna be throwing like a motherfucker.
He's gonna have to throw because you have Trent Richardson, who really didn't do anything with that offensive line. Couldn't break through last year. Every time I seen him, he was like behind the line of scrimmage getting tackled and shit.
Yeah.
You have Bradshaw, bad feet. I didn't see him play.
He gets hurt a lot too.
He gets hurt a lot. I mean, honestly, I love Bradshaw. He was a giant when he was with us. I loved him, but it was smart to get rid of him.
Oh yeah,
Colts took that shit.
And they did that with Brandon Jacobs too. He was starting to wear down, and they noticed it. Like, you gotta go, man.
Well, we gave Brandon Jacobs his last year, and now he's retired.
He's retired?
He's retired now. Yeah, he retired after the season with us.
Oh, okay.
I'd love to see him retire with us, so that was perfect. Yeah. But again, like the running game for the Colts just isn't looking pretty right now.
No, that's horrible. Marshawn Lynch is holding out.
I love that.
I think it's a great story. I think people are going to be like, oh, you have a contract, you should stick to it. I get that, but the one thing I say is running backs have a very short lifespan in the sport.
That's true.
I do not blame him. I really don't.
I don't.
So yeah, look, man, your body's gonna start breaking down this year and next year. You're gonna have maybe a year, 2 really good years left, and then a couple solid ones, maybe if you're really lucky.
I was reading about his productivity. Like he went down from like 5 yards per carry to like 4.2 or some shit.
And
like
that's
that.
still a lot.
That's still a lot of yards considering the type of running back that he is. He's not an east-west runner. He's not LaShawn McCoy.
No.
He's a power runner. He's gonna break through that fucking defensive line. You have to pay that person.
And he's going to get paid. I think he gets paid. I think they go. They just,
I think eventually it's paid, whether it's in the beginning or not. He's going to get paid.
What I figured out, I didn't figure. I'm sure everyone thought about it. And I was looking at his numbers. His cap space number is going to be way too much next year. They're going to cut him. I think they're gonna end up cutting him. So, so he's smart about getting a new contract. We'll see.
But how do you cut a man like that? Like he's
the money, man. It's all about money.
He's definitely one of the top 5 though.
Easily, but it's still money.
Because you got what? Jamal Charles. You have Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
Who else do you really have in that? No, Sean Moreno really isn't an issue right now. His knees are messed up.
Frank Gore is not even that. Frank Gore's not even elite.
Frank Gore's even dropping down.
He's not elite anymore. Ray Rice, who's getting stuffed all the time. Yeah. By the way, suspended for 2 games only for beating his wife. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
He should be suspended for. I mean, look, I don't think. I'm not in place to say anything about that because I don't know what it's like to be in the situation. But you would think he'd be suspended for like a year. They would want to like nip it in the bud. Like, okay, you're gonna beat a woman. This is what happens to you.
Funny thing, for smoking a little marijuana, you'll get suspended for up to 6 games or a year or more.
And for beating your wife, you get 2 games.
You get 2 games. That's it.
This is what I say. If you're an NFL player,
I wonder if she didn't marry him, would he get more?
He'd probably get more. But if you're an NFL player and you know you're gonna test positive for weed, beat your wife before you get tested. I'm kidding. Don't do that.
That's terrible. We're not condoning that shit.
No, definitely not. Let's see. Let's finish it up quick. Andre Johnson reports he has said he was going to hold out because he wanted to get traded and everything. They're not trading Andre Johnson. For any people that think that they're actually going to trade him, not happening.
Well, his contract's ridiculous, right?
That's why.
Yeah.
So, Johnny Manziel said to actually look like a real rookie. So they said the quote here. Well, not even the quote. I was reading the report. The Browns have been alarmed by some of Johnny Manziel's antics since the draft, especially the photo of him rolling up a $20 bill in the bathroom of a bar. And some of the organization feel he's lost ground in the quarterback competition heading into camp. Basically, they're saying Hoyer's going to start.
You know what? Hoyer shouldn't start. I'm going to tell you why. Well, okay, practically, yes, he should start. But more so because of that franchise, you need to let Johnny Football start. He's selling the most jerseys for you. He's going to put the asses in the seats. And, you know, honestly, he's electrifying. He's going to be a big player for you. Maybe if he gets hurt, fuck it. You got to put Hoyer in. But you better give him the start. I mean, you went out of your way to move up in the draft, to pick up this man, and to uplift your fucking organization. And that's what he's doing. It may not be, practical. It may not be like old school. But it's what it is now, and this is what people are looking for today. This is the way it is. Times have changed.
Oh, yeah. Word out of Cardinals camp. First, Tyrann Mathieu is going to be out for another 8 weeks or so.
Damn.
Yeah, that knee, man, is flared up, so they're going to have to just give him some more time to come back. But
he's a good player, too. I like Tyrann Mathieu.
Yeah. They were hoping that they were going to, they were hoping that he was going to be ready for week 1, but it doesn't look like it's going to be. So I would keep him out for 6 weeks or so.
You guys are so deep that it doesn't matter.
Let him get healthy. The other word is, and I'm very happy about this, Andre Ellington, our starter out of Duke. Andre Ellington is starting running back. Right. Not only is developing as a pass catcher, but he added about 10 pounds of muscle.
Damn.
In the offseason, which means he's going to be able to wreck some people. Not all of them. He's still a small guy, but he's going to wreck some people. So.
I hope so.
Yeah. So that's as far as I get on that. Let's talk about some MMA before we sign off for the night, for the week, really. Okay. Tomorrow they have a free card for anyone that isn't into MMA yet or is into it. There's a free card on Fox, not Fox Sports 1 this time I believe, but it is on Fox. It is Robbie Lawler. The card is UFC Fight Night Lawler versus Brown, and we have a lot of it's a few good fights on here, and I'm just gonna go off the ones that highlight for me. I'm a big fan of the women's strawweight division. I want to see what those girls can do because I'm sure they're fast as fuck. We have Juliana Lima against Joanna, and the most impossible last name ever to say, so I'm not gonna bother. Look it up on UFC.com. But yeah, that fight's supposed to be pretty good, and this third down was baller. The next fight that I'm pretty excited about is Cal Kingsbury against Patrick Cummins. Now, if you remember, Patrick Cummins is the last guy to fight. He fought Daniel Cormier, and kind of like a last minute replacement type of deal. So he fought Daniel Cormier, got the shit kicked out of him. And Cal Kingsbury is a good fighter out of AKA who trains with Cormier. So that'll be fun to see if Patrick Cummins can overcome another AKA guy. Another fight's gonna be good. Josh Thompson against Bobby Green. Both guys throw down. Bobby Green's coming in on short notice. It's after I believe his brother was murdered. Not too long ago. He still comes in with a good attitude and everything. So it would be a feel good story if Bobby Green upset Josh Thompson. So then we have Clay Guida against Dennis Bermudez. Dennis Bermudez is I believe he's a heavy-handed guy, and Clay Guida just runs away the whole time. So this one might disappoint you, or Dennis might catch me. You never know. Then we have the first fight that's got to end in a knockout or a submission. There's no way this goes all 3 rounds. Is Anthony Rumble Johnson against Antonio Rogero Nogueira, Lil Nog. Lil Nog is people don't talk about his boxing much, but him and his brother are both good boxers. So I would not rule out a knockout for him, but most likely for him will be a submission. Anthony Rumble Johnson. He throws with everything. If he had a kitchen sink in his pocket, he'd throw it too. He doesn't give a shit. That guy just goes. So that's gonna be an exciting fight. Now the fight that I think is gonna end up has potential to be fight of the year. And there's a lot of really good fights this year. Is Robbie Lawler against Matt Brown. These guys are fighting for a title shot, so they're gonna throw down. They have to. Robbie Lawler is a guy with knockout power, a lot of heart. He's a striker. He doesn't want to wrestle. He doesn't want to take it to the ground. He just doesn't want to. Back in his younger days, he probably wrestled you a little bit, but these days he just wants to strike. And Matt Brown is a grinder. He's a guy that put the pace on, and he does his best to grind you out a little bit. So kind of like a Nick Diaz type. Oh, another thing, Nick Diaz. He's back. He's gonna fight. He has a bout agreement already, but the details have not been put out yet. I'm assuming the other fighter hasn't signed yet, so we'll have to find out and wait for that. But make sure you don't miss it tomorrow. Robbie Lawler against Matt Brown, the main event. I believe the card, if you're going to catch the early prelims on Fight Pass, they start at 4:15 Eastern, 1:15 Pacific time. The Fox prelims start at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. And the main card starts at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. So try to make sure you catch those. I believe if you're out of the country and you don't get those on regular TV, you should be able to get them on Fight Pass. But I know in the States and in Canada, you won't. You probably won't get them. So that's going to be that for MMA. You got anything else?
No, I'm all set, man. Shit.
All right, well, thanks for joining us for the first live episode of ULI. Went about an hour and a half, which is pretty good. And if you stuck it out with us, thank you.
Definitely.
And make sure you go to the ULI.com. I can't even. Oh, that's how you know we got to get off. The fucking creepy music is back. Make sure you go to the ULI.com and click on the On It banner. Get yourself some supplements. Help us out. Get the Stitcher app. You can listen to the ULI on there, or you can go old school and just go to SoundCloud or go to iTunes. Do your thing. My Twitter is ELAW31, ELAW31. HDot is HDot Everything. You write out the dot, so it's HDOT Everything, all one word. Quick is at Master Quick E, so Master KWIKE on Twitter. And if you're an MMA fan, you could go to toothlessmma.com. That's where I'm a writer on there. And again, Nate, what's up? If you're watching. And that's all I got, man. Anything?
No, that's it.
All right, we'll check you guys out later.
Peace.